Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Cheyenne, Loving Warrior for Christ, and I'd like to talk about the Antichrist One World Leader. The New World Order is about to kick off with its One World Leader, and the Bible calls this One World Leader the Antichrist. So you see, the New World Order is end-time Bible prophecies, just not a lot of people realize that. Not only will we have a One World Leader, which the Bible calls the Antichrist, we'll also have a One World Religion that Pope Francis is starting right now, and we'll have a one world currency and a one world government. This one world leader for the New World Order that the Bible calls the Antichrist, he will cause all to receive a mark in their hands or their forehead. So whatever you do, do not take this mark. We have the technology for this right now. It's the RFID microchip, and it can be implanted under your skin. They also have a tattoo that works like a computer chip that sticks to your skin. So it could be either one of those two or the combination of both. The Bible warns us not to take this mark, because once you do, there's nothing you can do to fix it. You have sold your soul to Satan, and it's a done deal. So whatever you do, do not take this mark. A lot of people won't believe what I'm saying as being true, but that's okay, because you're about to get your proof. Here soon, everyone will be forced in receiving some kind of mark in their hand or their forehead. You will notice that a lot of people will vanish off the face of the earth. And whenever this happens, ask yourself, what did all the people that vanished have in common? Well, you will find out that everyone that vanished was Christians that loved Jesus with all of their heart and their soul and followed him. We are his bride, the ones that really love Jesus with all of our heart. We're his bride, and he comes back for his bride, and he takes us to heaven with him for the wedding supper. Just keep in mind the word rapture isn't in the Bible, but it comes from a Latin translation. So the word rapture comes from the Latin word, which is a translation of the Greek verb caught up, that's found in 1 Thessalonians 4:17. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, so we shall ever be with the Lord. And there is other references to the rapture in the Bible, but I'm not going into that right now. So there is going to be a rapture, and a lot of people will disappear. And when this happens, just know it was Jesus that came for his people, and he will take the innocent newborn babies and little children too. And don't believe the government or the news media, because they're going to lie to you and say it was an alien abduction, and these aliens were from another planet, and they're going to lie to you, and they're not going to tell you it was the rapture, that Jesus had something to do with this. And the reason why is because they want to steal your crown, and they want to make sure you don't make it to heaven so you can burn in hell for eternity. Here soon they're going to let everyone know about these aliens, everyone's been reporting on and saying they've been abducted and all that. They're fixing to let the cat out of the bag. And when they do, just keep in mind that these aliens are not what they're going to say that they are. These are the fallen angels that fell with Satan, Lucifer, whenever he got kicked out of heaven. Because Lucifer took 1/3 of the angels with him when he fell from heaven. The Roman Catholic Church is going to embrace the aliens and start baptizing them. They're going to bow down and worship this Antichrist, one world leader, and I should cue you in on who this Antichrist is, because you will notice that these fallen angels will bow down and worship this Antichrist, one world leader, without a problem. And that's because this is their leader. During this time, people who refuse to take this RFID chip, mark of the beast, in their hand or their forehead will be considered a terrorist, a threat to society, and they will have these people put into FEMA camps and beheaded. And do not be afraid to die, because during this time Jesus will protect you from the pain of this death. Okay? So do not worry about dying. It'd be better for you to die than for you to take the mark of the beast. Because if you take the mark of the beast, just think of it like this. You are scared to get your head chopped off because of pain. Well, when you're burning in hell, you're probably going to have your head chopped off over and over and over again for eternity. So it'd be better to get it over with just once and then be in a peaceful, wonderful place with Jesus in heaven, where it's all about love, peace, and and no more tears, no more sorrow, no more suffering. And that's where everybody wants to be. So just get in line and don't worry about the pain, because Jesus will be there to protect you from that pain. If you take the mark of the beast, you only get a few years worth of comfort. And then after that, you're going to have an eternity of pain, misery, and suffering that you've never experienced ever before in your lifetime. It's going to be so terrible that you're going to just be pulling your hair out, and you're going to be crying and screaming, and you're just going to want out of there. And there's nothing that anyone can do to help you once you make that decision and you sell your soul to Satan. Okay, what I want to show you is that they're getting ready for this right now. I'm about to show you a video where they're saying that they don't think they're going to have a presidential election, and it's all because they think they're going to have martial law going during the time that all starts. And see, that's exactly what what the New World Order would need, is some kind of martial law to be in place, because whenever that happens, that would make whoever is president, which is President Obama, he would be locked into being the president, and all of his executive orders will come into play, because that's what they were for anyhow. Therefore, when martial law takes over, it looks like they're getting ready for their New World Order, one world leader, Antichrist. And I'm just about to show you the proof. Well, anyways, that's what this video is about, and I hope y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day, and God bless you all, and I love you.
You are thinking about running for president in 2016, and I want to talk to you about that in a moment, but it has brought attention back to some of your comments, as it does to any candidate potentially running for president. You said recently that you thought that there might not actually be elections in 2016 because of widespread anarchy. Do you really believe that?
Well, I hope that that's not going to be the case, but certainly there is the potential, because you have to recognize that we have a rapidly increasing national debt, a very unstable financial foundation, and you have all of these things going on, like the ISIS crisis, that could very rapidly change things that are going on in our nation. And unless we begin to deal with these things in a comprehensive way and in a logical way, there is no telling what could happen in just a matter of a couple of years. And particularly in a situation where we have a Senate and a Senate leader who has over 300 bills sitting on his desk, will not bring them to the floor for a vote, thereby thwarting the will of the people. And this country was supposed to be a country where the government conformed to the will of the people, not the people conformed to the will of the government.
Let me pick up on that, and talk specifically about a candidacy. You say, and this is your quote, the likelihood is strong that you will run for president in 2016. Do you really want to spend the next 2 years begging people for money, shaking hands, eating a lot of bad meals, when I think you would agree, at best, you're a distinct long shot?
Well, let me put it this way. It would be much more pleasant to put my feet up, to relax. I've made plenty of money. I can live a very comfortable life, and that would be my preference. However, given the state of our nation, looking at what's going on, and understanding that sometimes we're called to do things that we don't want to do because we have to do them. And we look at the future of our children, our grandchildren, all the people who come behind us. If we all run for the hills, if we all run for the most comfortable place and just allow whatever to happen, then we get what we deserve.
I have about a minute left. I'm going to be transparent here. You and I are friends. I have great regard for you, and we have had this question that I'm about to ask you, we've talked about in private. But after looking at Barack Obama and what's happened with his lack of political experience over these last 6 years, wouldn't putting Ben Carson in the Oval Office be akin to putting a politician in an operating room and having him perform one of your brain surgeries?
I don't think so. I think what is required for leadership is wisdom and the ability to assemble an appropriate team, ability to listen, and an ability to make wise decisions. And we also have to recognize what I said a little bit earlier. Our system was designed by our founders with the people in mind and with the will of the people in mind, not with the will of the government. If you want the will of the government, yes, you need people who spend their whole lives in politics, and they are people who are much more likely to be able to impose the will of the government. But I don't think that that's what we need. And Jefferson said when things got so bad, the people would actually make a correction. I think it's time to make that correction now.
Ben Carson, thank you. Thanks for coming in today. It's always